Good evening, meteorologist Bob here for you with a tropical update for Friday evening, August 12th, 2011. A little bit of a late start to the tropical update today. Couldn't get out a morning one, so we'll do an evening one and see where that takes us here. Looks like there's a lot going on in the tropics right now, but to be honest with you, none of these are any immediate threats to really anybody at the moment, and we probably won't be a threat, at least for any landmass, at least for the islands, for about another week, if anything. So, looks like we have a lot out there, but no real big threats to anybody at the moment. Little surprise today, we have Tropical Depression 6. It's going to move out to sea, probably get named Franklin tonight. I know, it's kind of like that waste of a name type deal. I hate these ones that don't affect anybody, and you know how that story goes. But anyway, probably we'll see Franklin for about 24 to 48 hours, and then out to sea it goes. This right here, this circle here, this is invest, and I'm probably going to get these invests mixed up at least 5 or 6 times before the end of this video, so try to bear with me here. This is invest 90, here we go, 94L. Right now, 30% chance of development. Not very organized, very small. National Hurricane Center continues slow development is possible. We'll see. Again, and I'll show you where this may or may not go. Again, no threat to the United States. Right behind it, we have Invest 92L, the one we've been watching since it's come off the African coast. As far as all the invests go, I believe this one looks the best tonight. Doesn't look great, but it definitely looks the best out of all 3 of these invests, besides the tropical depression. No signs of circulation at this time, National Hurricane Center says. Looks like a little mid-level turn to the clouds. I'll show you that on the satellite view. Says upper level winds have become less favorable. We do have a tut feature going to cut through here, and probably going to shear the heck out of this system. So again, if this does develop, it may take a while, maybe as it gets more towards Bermuda down the road. But again, these two, I don't expect any big development out of them. The one that everybody has their eye on is this one down here. This is Invest 93L, about 575 miles to the southwest of the Cape Verdes, way out there. It's been disorganized all day today. Thunderstorm activity has weakened with this system. Still has a big tropical envelope with it. Looks like we're getting a little bit of easterly shear, still embedded in the monsoonal trough down there. But it could be one, as a lot of the models are hinting at, one that we will watch for down the road. Maybe as it gets past 55 or 60 west, as it gets closer to the islands, we might finally see some development. As some models suggest, maybe it won't develop until it gets way into the Caribbean. And yes, this one will be moving farther west. So, this one is one to watch way down the road. It's probably about 5 days from getting close to the island. So, anyway, one to watch down the road. Again, nothing, not looking too excited looking at the moment. Okay, real quickly here, because there's a lot to talk about, but I don't want to really go through this too much. Here's Invest 94L, 92L, and 93L. Tropical Depression 6 is up here. Bermuda's right here. Tropical Depression 6 is like going out of this satellite view here. Trough along the east coast here. Florida getting a lot of rainfall, especially North Florida. I could attest to that tonight. Water vapor loop. You can see 94L, see, I told you I'd do it. 92L. A little bit more convection this evening with it. I'll show you the last visible shot with it. But the problem with this is we have a little tut feature in here, so we're going to see some, you can see already southwesterly shear starting to hit it a little bit here. Also has a lot of dry air with it, so although it looks the best tonight, I don't think that's going to last. 94L, very, very small. You know, again, this is going to make the turn and move up like this. Be interesting to see how close these guys get. I mean, 94L may actually move more this way, and then this might tuck under like this. 93L, boy, where's the convection, right? Big tropical envelope, but No convection. Has to get its convection back, but we'll be watching that one for down the road. Okay, this is 92L. Again, pretty good turn, pretty good mid-level turn. Some convection starting to pop here before we lost the visible. So again, right now it looks good, but I think it's going to be hitting a little bit of a shear wall here in the next 24 hours, so it may not last. Here's little 94L again. Not looking all that great. A little mid-level circulation. Again, not too excited on this one. And here's Tropical Depression 6, soon to probably be Franklin. I put sea surface temperatures on here, so you see it has about another day before it encounters cooler waters. So more than likely we will see a name out of this. You can see convection really hanging tough with it tonight. So I would think the National Hurricane Center is going to throw out that name. I wish it wouldn't, but they will. And here's the track, you know, really, who really cares? Out in the ocean. See you later. Couple days and we'll say goodbye. Again, forecast to become Tropical Storm Franklin. Wind shear. So this is what I was talking about with 92L right in here. You can see this little tut feature is going to kind of sink down here, and here comes the southwesterly shear. So 92L is going to have a little bit of a problem the next couple days, but we'll continue to watch this in case it wants to come close to Bermuda. I believe it's going to move east of Bermuda and not affect them at all. 94L could be a player for Bermuda by early to mid next week if it wants to develop again. Not looking for anything big. Possible tropical storm. I do not see a hurricane out of this at all if it does develop. That's for our folks in Bermuda. And there's 93L back in here. Just to focus in on 93L real quick, since that's the one everybody's really watching and again would be the only one that will affect anybody, could down the road. You see this easterly shear affecting it today. It's embedded in a lot of dry air, so it needs some help, and it'll get help down the road if it could survive. Okay, we have vorticity. You could see the best vorticity as of about 3-4 hours ago was associated with 94L, but kind of real stretched out. Again, 92L and 3L, not much 850 vorticity associated with it. Again, they have a lot of work to do. The Saharan air layer, you could see 93L was looking good, but then, boy, this big push came to the north of it, and it's kind of going to get mixed in with 93L. 92L is still within this Saharan air layer. Still a lot of dry air, and then 94L as well. You know, we have the downward motion of the MJO right now. This is what happens. Dry, stable air. That's another good thing. Another reason why I think 93L has a better chance down the road here in the Caribbean if it gets there. Whether it's going north or south of the islands, that's for debate right now. But once it gets down in this region, because by late next week, we will have the MJO back in our area, and it'll be more favorable for development then. So, something to look forward to there. Models. Here's Tropical Depression 6, soon to be Franklin. Goodbye. 92L. Let's just see this here again. I'm thinking this baby goes east of Bermuda anyway, and whether it develops or not, I doubt it. And if it does develop, it's going to be weak. 93L, everybody's looking at. Again, go west, young man, it will. Whether it goes north or south of the islands, that's debatable right now. It's going to come somewhere in here. It looks like that pattern shift I was talking about, where we're going to build the subtropical ridge back in a little west, so wouldn't be surprised to see it get into the Caribbean. Would not surprise me at all. 94L again. It's going to go out to sea, and that's where it's going. Real quick models here. This is the current no gaps model. If I could loop it here, maybe not. We're not going to loop this. We got to keep moving on here. Current GFS. This is 18Z, and we see that we'll start running it here. Here is 93L, and then here's 92L. Develops 92L near Bermuda by midweek. Takes a week, 93L into the Caribbean, and then from there, who knows. But you can see the subtropical ridge starts really building in by middle to late next week. and the trough, instead of digging down, is kind of going up and over this ridge. So that'll be interesting to see what 93L does. It'll probably move farther west. Euro model, and there's where it sits in about 10 days. 93L keeps it fairly weak through the Caribbean, and then maybe start ramping it up more as it gets into the Western Caribbean. Again, it's to be seen what'll happen that far out, but it's definitely going to move farther west. And you see the 10-day outlook here. You see that ridge building in southeastern Canada, especially with the euro. And what does that tell us? Landfalls for the United States. So if 93L does develop, I could see it moving possibly into the Gulf or United States. It's going to move farther west. GFS has it there. It looks like a little trough's going to try to come back down, but you see that's in that shift time, and that's why 93L will move farther west in the long run. That's it for my update tonight. If anything does develop over the weekend, I'll have an update. If not, I may not have another update till Monday morning. Have a good weekend, safe weekend. If you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Robert, ACANFRIO.